So when I went to high school, I went to Newtown High.
Okay.
When I went to high school, there was a lady named, my art teacher her name was Miss Lizzle. I never forget that, Miss Lizzle. So in Haiti, I was doing little huts and stuff like that. But when I went to Miss Lizzle's class, Miss Lizzle taught us how to paint how to sketch faces. You know, like little squares and those. So I sketch faces, and then we had to sketch our own picture.
Self-portraits.
Yeah, self-portraits. It was like, and it was so easy for me when after everybody else does their sketch, but mine came out better than everybody else.
Right.
And
that's very difficult
that
to
is
do.
very, I'm like, you know what? This is the stuff that I really want. So ever since that, the only time I learned, I really can call it, I got art lessons was just high school. Because it was required, you had to have it to graduate. So Miss Lizzle was the one that really showed me how to sketch, give me the basics.
Fine-tuned your skills.
Right, and to the skills how to sketch. I never forgot her name, Miss Lizzle.
And then the painting, is that a medium that you took up on your own, or is that something as well that you learned in art class?
I think, yeah, in the art class too. She started to give us water paint. Water paint, and she was teaching us how to really paint. But I really developed that by myself.
Okay.
Because once you start knowing how to shadow with pencil, and once you know how to mix the colors, it's almost the same basis how to shadow colors.
Okay.
And Miss Lizzle, I remember in high school, I don't know nothing. They couldn't graduate. There's a class called chemistry, and I couldn't pass chemistry. I don't understand it, and I didn't want to pass it because I know I would not understand it.
Right.
And it was credit required to graduate. And chemistry test, Mr. Fink. I'll never forget Mr. Fink. He's a white guy with long nose and stuff. Mr. Fink. He never liked me because I always cut his class. But
you cut it because you didn't.
I didn't understand it, and I didn't want to understand it. H2O, H2C, this. I don't want chemistry. I don't want that.
Yeah.
And during the test, I know I was gonna fail the test, but it's the final test where you get the credit 65 was required for you to graduate. And that was the only class that's gonna make me, if I don't pass this, I would not graduate.
Okay.
And I'm like, well. And during the test, I flipped the paper over, and everybody's doing their chemistry, H2C, H2O, and Mr. Fink sitting on his desk is watching me, not cheating, because I'm trying to see, he's staring at me, watching me. I'm like, oh no, I'm not going to pass this test. And I took the pencil, I flipped the paper over, he's looking at me, and I'm looking at him. I'm sketching him. That's all I know how to do is sketch.
Right.
And I'm making fun of it because I know I'm gonna fail the test. He's watching me, and I'm making fun of him. I'm sketching. I'm gonna act like I'm doing the test. And I'm sketching him. When it's time to collect the papers, everybody's giving him their papers. So, you gotta walk by his desk and return your paper. And I walk by his desk just like that, and I put his picture right in front of him, and I walk right out. I'm upset. I'm mad because I know you were watching me. I couldn't cheat. So I took the paper with his picture. Instead of turning this way, I put it on the side with his picture, and I put it around his desk, and I walked right out. And he took the glasses in. He looked at me, and he put the paper on the file. I know I failed this test. And then when it was time to find out that, if you pass or fail, or whether you got to go to summer school, to take that little particular class, and I looked at my paper, I looked at the file, I got 65. How do I got, because you need 65 to pass. I'm like,
wow.
He gave me 65.
Wow.
And then the next day, after the bell ring, everybody was living, and I thought he made a mistake by giving me 65. He said, come here, Serge. I'm like, oh, snap, I'm in trouble. And he pulled out the paper, and it says, you know what? This is why I passed you. It says, this is the only damn thing you know how to do. If you ever lose this talent, you're not going to be nothing in your whole life.
That's an amazing story.
That's how he passed.
He knew that you needed to pass.
I needed to pass.
And he knew that for you to be able to continue on with your skill,
right.
you needed to pass.
I needed to pass. And he knows that the only thing I've been doing all this class is drawing.
Right. Wow.
And that day he was watching me like a hawk. He was watching every move that I make so I would cheat.
Right.
And I just ended up sketching his face.
So you graduated high school?
I graduated high school.
Congratulations.
He told me, this is the only thing you know how to do. Don't you ever lose this talent.
What year did you graduate high school?
1983.
1983. Have you ever been back to the high school to see?
I went last year.
You went last year?
Yeah, me and my wife. I went.
Was the art teacher still there?
No, the school in summertime. The school was closed.
Oh,
so
okay.
we drove. I went to see my dad. So me and my wife, we drove by, and I'm like, you know what? This is Newtown High School. This was to be here. This was to be there. This across the street used to be a place where you can go cut out. You know.
Was it as you remembered?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's this little store there, they closed. Now it's a dollar store. But it used to be a store where we could go, you know, when the bell rang, you go buy some groceries and eat.
A bodega.
A bodega. And I'm like, you know what, this used to be a bodega. And I walked inside of that store and tell her, you know what this used to be? She said, I owned this over 20 years. I never knew you was like it. Yeah, you didn't know.
Wow. Wow.
She said she owned this over 20 years. I'm like, that wasn't long enough. So this thing used to be a store. I remember.
What your process is when you are painting a mural? Is there a specific outfit that you wear? Do you listen to music? Are you do you be in a specific mind frame? You listen to music?
To music, and they also call me a barefooted artist.
The barefooted artist?
I love to paint barefooted.
Barefooted, really?
Yeah.
What is it about being barefoot and listening
it's like
to music?
I got my CD on, listen to the culture music, and I'm painting it. It's like when I take my shoe off and hit the ground, it's like I can feel the ground.
Wow.
I can feel everything just comes together. I like to paint with no shoes on, barefooted, and I got photographs of in the magazine with me barefooted, and they think it's crazy. They think it's crazy. Rah, and go to the beach, stuff, and I watch a lot of movies, and hang out with my friends by the car wash. Okay. I keep the same routines every day.
Do you have a favorite food?
Well, griot.
Okay.
Griot is my favorite food. Even though they say pork is bad for you, but I love griot. I don't care. I love griot.
Does your wife make
My wife, yeah, she makes some good griot.
She does?
Yeah, she makes some good griot.
Do you watch television?
Not a lot. I watch a lot of movies.
A lot of movies. What type of movies do you like to watch?
I'm into African movies nowadays because their stories are really, I kind of like their stories, you know what I mean? It's like, their stories really moves me. You know, I watch a lot, especially it's just knowing the market, the African movies. You know, and I watch them a lot.
Okay.
It keeps me home with my kids.
Okay.
And I like 48 Hours. I watch
news shows.
News. I really like Disney World, Disney channels, and stuff like that, and Nova.
Okay.
You know, because I'm into space.
Okay. So you can go back to that chemistry class.
Right. Into space. I want to know if this. I'm not the only one in the world.
Right.
You know, if they ever find something else that's out there, I'm really into this stuff. They find water in the moon and stuff like that. They got bacteria, so if they get bacteria somewhere, they probably got some little creatures up there walking around.
What languages do you speak?
I speak Creole, French, English,
wow,
and some Spanish.
And some Spanish.
Right.
Okay. And have you traveled within the United States? I know you know, New York and then Florida. Have you been elsewhere?
Canada.
Canada?
Yeah. I don't travel much. I mean, in the future I will. Now I got money because I want to see the pyramids of Egypt. I really want to see Michelangelo work. I really want to come close to some of his work just to see his tricks, you know.